Well, what's going on, everybody? Merry Christmas. It is Christmas Day, and we are officially getting into round two of the college football playoff. Do me a favor, real quick, though. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Love and appreciate all of you out there. Let's keep growing to 2,000 subs. Let's keep getting the watch hours up. I think we're back. We're getting close to over 2,000 watch hours. You need 3,000, I think. So I still am a dreamer. Still want to get stuff monetized on here and keep the channel growing. But even if it doesn't happen, I just do it because I love football and I do it for my career. I don't do it for the YouTube money or anything, which is probably not much anyway. But um, if the opportunity presents itself, we definitely want to take advantage. So, but the CFP quarterfinal preview, the 112th Rose Bowl game between Alabama and Indiana. And this will be a fun one. I'm excited. And I say it's going to be fun. I'm going to be honest, guys. I am nervous as all get out. I really am because Indiana's a good team. Indiana's a good team. And when you look at what they've been able to do um, this season, it kind of builds off last year's success. So, uh, it kind of, I think Indiana this year was kind of that team that we had looked at and we said, um, are they going to repeat? Are they going to have the success that they want to have? Uh, are they gonna are they gonna fall off or not? Basically, is kind of what we thought about Indiana, and then it was kind of the opposite for the Crimson Tide, who went 9-3 and missed the playoffs. 9-4 if you count the loss to Michigan last year in the bowl game. For Alabama, it was okay. Are they going to bounce back? So for Indiana, it was like, are they going to have the success again? And for Alabama, it's can they find success? And I guess both answers were a yes. I mean, Alabama finished 11-3 with a loss to let's a loss to Georgia in the SEC title game. They get in the playoffs, not to mention they have the loss to Florida State already and to Oklahoma in the regular season. Speaking of Oklahoma, that's what they're coming off of is a road win in Norman, 34-24. They just absolutely killed it um, over there. So you look at this, and Alabama's just on the right track to win against Indiana, but also just to, I mean, possibly even win a national title. Let's go ahead and pull the game up on ESPN and let's talk about it real quick. I'll full screen this one for you guys. We'll talk about it, but overall, and by the way, I'm not really going off too many notes here. I just kind of threw this together just to get it out. It is Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to everybody. But this Rose Bowl game, I think yes, it's the granddaddy of them all. And yes, it's, a big time ball game, probably the biggest bowl game out there, I would say, the Rose Bowl. If not that, maybe the Sugar Bowl or something. I guess it depends on how you view it, but I feel like hasn't this been played more than any other bowl game? Um, so I could be wrong on that, but anyway, it's basically um it's a big game, and the opportunity you get to play in this game, playoffs or not, uh, should be a blessing. And I'm sure Kalen DeBoer and I'm sure Kurt Signetti have really harped on that this week with their players. I know they're probably off for Christmas and everything, but keeping in touch with them about this game, you got to be talking about it just a little bit, right? So, um, but looking at this game specifically, 71.4% chance for Indiana to win the game. and let me read this correctly, a 28.6% chance that Alabama wins the game, and the spread favors the Hoosiers, who are 13-0, 6.5 point favorites. Alabama, obviously, a 6.5 point underdog. The over under is opened at 49.5. The line has not changed. So I think everything's going to favor Indiana here. And I'm not saying that because just because they're the number one seed, but I mean, come on. You got the Heisman quarterback in Mendoza. Um, you got um, a solid defense, solid secondary, just solid all the way around. They've proven all year what they can do. They beat Ohio State. I'm trying to think who else have they beaten? They beat Oregon. Um, they beat up on Penn State. You see here, they struggled, but whatever. Maryland, and you say, okay, cool. What like they got the Ohio State win, and I mean, honestly, that's their best win was the Big Ten title game over Ohio State, and that's fair. Alabama uh, beat Georgia in the regular season. That's pretty much their best win. Um, but then they lost to them in Atlanta in a blowout, by the way. They won on the road at Auburn. They beat LSU. They beat number 11 Tennessee, number 14 Missouri, number 16 Vandy. Blowout games there. So, except for Missouri, I think Missouri was only 3 points. Um, but I mean, these teams have, to be fair, have been battle tested really well this season. That being said, and again, I don't want to spend too much time on it. Does that play a factor in this game? Overall, I'm honestly going to sit here and tell you it does not matter. I mean, it shows how far these teams have come. It shows the resiliency of both teams. But when you hit the playoffs, can we just all agree that you just kind of put it behind you? Um, Especially as you get closer and closer to the end of the season. I just Man, this is a hard game to pick. Well, I'll say this. If I'm smart, I'm probably picking Indiana. We'll get to that later. Um, but I want Alabama to win. I want y'all to understand how badly I want Alabama to win every single game as a fan. I'm a diehard, but I'm also loyal. I'm also, working towards journalism and everything. So at the same time, it's like, yeah, okay, you can't pick them all the time. You can hope and get your dreams up, but whatever, you know. Um, the last couple Rose Bowl games, by the way, you had Ohio State, Oregon last year in the first 12-team playoff. Ohio State, who won the Natty, won the Rose Bowl by 20 points. Alabama was previously in the Rose Bowl in 2024 for the 23 season. They lost in overtime to Michigan, the number one seed, which actually, not to say that that's going to play a factor in this year's game, but I will say that I mean, everyone likes to talk about, oh, the last time they were here, the last time they were here. Well, the last time they were here, it didn't end well for Alabama. Williams in motion, low snap, Milrow stopped. We know the rest of it, right? Low snap, Milrow tried to run it on 4th and goal and came up short. So, as for Indiana in this game, they I don't know if they've ever actually made the Rose Bowl. Historically, the Big Ten is in the Rose Bowl. However, Indiana's success now has not always been the case for them. In fact, actually, I'm looking at results here, and it's off Wikipedia, but whatever. But it looks like to me The last time Indiana played in the Rose Bowl, they were a number 4 team playing USC, who won. But they won it 14-3 over Indiana, and that was on January 1st, 1968. So 50, what, 5? No, it's more than that. 57 years ago? Is that right? I guess it's been 57 years for Indiana in a Rose Bowl, at least from what I'm seeing. You've had other Big Ten teams a lot for Ohio State, Michigan, Iowa, whoever. Penn State's been in it more recently, I think. So, uh, but yeah, getting back, closing out the history of the game and everything in between these two programs, you look at this year, 4 o'clock kickoff on New Year's Day, almost said New Year's Eve. The number one seed at neutral site in Pasadena, California, 6.5 point favorites. Great offense, great defense from both sides. Nothing but respect, I'm sure, between the fan bases and everything. There's no beef. There shouldn't be. That being said, my final thoughts on this, and we'll get out of here with the score prediction. I want nothing more than Alabama to win this game. I want them to continue. I want them to win. But if I'm being unbiased, I have a gut feeling Indiana's just too good for Bama. I don't think Indiana comes into this game with their head too big for their shoulders or anything. I feel like they're going to stay calm, cool, and collected and focused. I feel like Kurt Signetti is going to have a good game plan. I think Alabama's going to have a good game plan too. When you look at Roman Hemby, the running back, he is 6 touchdowns on the ground, 918 yards off 176 carries. Alabama at times has had a hard time stopping the run defensively. They've also had their moments where they can stop the run. I feel like this will be a really tough defense to go up against for Mendoza and Hemby and Cooper and all these guys on offense for Indiana. It might be their toughest defensive challenge. Here's the thing. They still gave up Alabama. They still gave up 24 points and only won by 10. They had a good defensive game outside of what the score showed. Indiana played a really good defense in Ohio State last time we saw them on championship weekend and won 13-10. So going based off those games, I mean, is it going to be a defensive game? Is it going to be offense? I see a lot of offense, kind of, sort of, in this game. I also see Indiana winning by double digits. Not by much, though. I'm going to say a 2-possession game. I'm going to go ahead and give a score prediction, though. And I'm regretting every second of this, by the way, because I know who I want. I want Alabama. But how funny would it be if they lose and we're right about the prediction here? I'm going to say 10 points, 38-28, Indiana over the Crimson Tide. I could see it. I think it'll be one of those things where not so much Alabama's coming back and falls short. I just if Indiana is really what they're made out to be this year, Heisman Mendoza, run it down your throat, hit you in the passing game. If they're really that, they should win this game. It'll be tricky. At the same time, man, Indiana's just that team. Like, I'm getting 2019 LSU vibes. I'm getting 2020 Alabama vibes. I'm getting that with 2025 Alabama or Indiana. I'm sorry. I just get that feeling. I could be wrong overall, but I don't know. Am I crazy? Maybe I think where I get off on the wrong foot. It's not picking Indiana to win this game, but maybe it'll be a little closer than we expect. I could see like 38-35 or 34-31, whatever. I could see all that. I just is Alabama coming off this Oklahoma game with too much in their heart and head? Are they gonna be focused enough for 4 quarters? That's my question. Again, with this prediction, I hope I'm wrong, and I probably will be. Anytime you doubt Alabama, they show up. So here I am to doubt them. I think Indiana's gonna win. That being said, you'll thank me later when Alabama is in the semifinals. I love y'all. God bless. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year and all that. And just let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'll be premiering this one for you. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. We'll get some more out later in the week. I love y'all. God bless.